With November's PlayStation Plus games dropping very soon, you might want to re-up on your PlayStation Plus membership, and we'll be going over how you can do so very cheap, get it at a discount right now. And also, there are a plethora of other great PS4 game deals available right now, so I want to run you guys through that. I've been covering a lot of digital deals recently, but all of these deals are physical, so we'll run you guys through all of that as well. And before we get into everything, I just want to remind you guys to make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon so you are always notified of uploads, and that definitely helps out the channel too, so we always appreciate that. Okay, first up, over on Newegg, and this promotion is only going to last for another 12 or so hours. PlayStation Plus 1-year membership is down to $45 after a promo code. Of course, the November PlayStation Plus freebie titles are going to be going live. I know it's a little weird for me to say free titles since you're paying monthly for PlayStation Plus or yearly, but nonetheless, you guys know what I mean. The majority of you guys need PlayStation Plus to play online and all that good stuff, which is another can of worms that I don't want to get into right now, but $45 for PlayStation Plus 1-year subscription is pretty good. I imagine that come Black Friday, it is going to be a little bit cheaper, maybe $5 additional off. However, you never know what the discounts are going to be. $40 is usually the basement price for PlayStation Plus, so paying $45 isn't a big deal. And given that Neo and Outlast 2 are going to be added as Plus freebies soon, you might want to get a head start on those games as soon as possible, so picking up PS Plus 1 year right now is pretty good, especially if your Plus subscription is coming up. If you're paying $45 a year, that equates to what? Just under $4 a month, probably around that $3.80 range, so I would say that that's really good. And all things considered, a year of subscription will keep you going for a while, probably until the release of the PlayStation 5, and then you can re-up then as well. So pretty good all around. So that's available, and outside of that, I do want to highlight some great game deals that are available right now on the physical end of things. Over on Amazon, Dishonored 2 is seeing a significant discount. It is down to $11.98, which is a great buy for Dishonored 2. I really enjoyed this game, and I thought it was a big improvement over the first Dishonored title. I thought highly of Dishonored 1 as well. However, Dishonored 2 was on another level. Obviously, you have two distinct playable characters, even though a lot of the actual story is very similar, but enough differences where it is worth playing through the game twice. Gameplay-wise, it is improved. The narrative, the gameplay, everything is improved upon the first title. However, the first title is still very much worth playing, so if you want to go back and play that game as well, by all means do that, but Dishonored 2 for $11.98, great buy here. Bluepoint Games has been in the news a lot recently with all of their ongoings with the PlayStation 5 and rumblings of them working on a Demon's Souls remake. Why not go back and play Shadow of the Colossus? It is down to just $15.99 over on Amazon. That is a great buy for SOTC. Originally a PlayStation 2 game, it was redone for the PlayStation 4, and it's better than ever. And this isn't just a typical HD remaster, which is a lot of what Bluepoint Games did. However, Shadow of the Colossus is a ground-up remake of the game for the PlayStation 4, and that is evident right away when you look at the game. From a visual standpoint, it is incredible to look at, and remember that Shadow of the Colossus was incredibly well received on the PlayStation 2, but the element of the game that really held it back was from a technical standpoint, and those shackles have been completely removed with the PlayStation 4 version. It plays great, it looks great, and I can't say enough good things about it. At $16, it's a great buy. And lastly, as far as the Amazon deals are concerned, want to give a shout to Danganronpa Trilogy. This is the Danganronpa collection that they released last year, I believe. It is down to $51, and it includes Danganronpa 1, 2, and 3, and the Art of Danganronpa, a character art book from Danganronpa Trilogy. It's a softcover art book, and all of that in one collection. $51 is kind of pricey. However, Danganronpa 3 still goes for a hefty price point, and Danganronpa 1 and 2 also goes for a relatively decent price point. All three of the games for $51 is pretty good, and if you want them physically, if you want this variant of the release, it is a good buy. You guys know how I feel about the Danganronpa games if you follow this channel. They are fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about them, and it's very hard for me to sell you on the game because it's so zany, it's so off the wall. Just know that it's an incredibly story-driven title, and you want to play through the games concurrently, so you want to play Danganronpa 1, then 2, then 3. Each of the games are fantastic. Danganronpa 1 really gets going, and within 30 minutes, you'll be absolutely hooked in the game. I thought Danganronpa 2 was even better than Danganronpa 1, and that's saying something because I thought the first title was really good. And Danganronpa 3, I did think was the weakest of the three releases, but it was still very good, and me saying it's the weakest is much like me saying that Batman Arkham Knight is the weakest of the Batman Arkham franchise of the main trilogy. Isn't really saying anything considering the other two games were so good. Not necessarily. All three games are are really good, and $51 for all three of them, I would say, is definitely worth a buy. Alright, moving on from that, I do want to highlight some deals that are available over on GameStop right now as well. First up, A Plague Tale Innocence is down to $29.99, and this is a really good buy. We've been seeing discounts on this a little bit more regularly, and it is a game that you should definitely go back and play. Unfortunately, when it came out back in May of this year, a lot of people missed out on it. It was a game that I was hyping up quite a bit leading into its release, and it turned out to be really great. It delivered hard, and it has you follow the grim tale of young Amicia and her little brother Hugo in a heart-trending journey through the darkest hours of history. It's very emotional, very story-driven, and you're going into this game for the story. You're not necessarily going into it for this captivating gameplay side of things. The gameplay is fine, but it's nothing out of this world. The story, however, is incredibly compelling, and another game that, while it is story-driven, it's gonna hook you on that story right from the get-go, which I think is imperative for a game that is really built on its story. You don't want a game that takes 1, 2, 3, 4, God forbid, even longer than that many hours to really get going. You want it to get going initially so the gamer stays hooked, and A Plague Tale Innocence does a great job at doing that, and the entirety of the game is incredibly captivating. It's a story that is immediately compelling, and it's set in 1349. The plague ravages the kingdom of France. Amicia and her younger brother Hugo are pursued by the Inquisition through villages devastated by the disease. On their way, they will have to join forces with other children and evade swarms of rats using fire and light, aided only by the link that binds their fates together. They will face untold horrors in their struggle to survive as their adventure begins. The time of innocence ends. From a character development standpoint, it's fantastic. From a world building standpoint, it's great. There's an air of mystery there as well. Visually, it has that grim and dark art style that really adds to the atmosphere of the game and the overall tone that the game tries to set. So every element of A Plague Tale Innocence, they really get it right. And for $30, I would say it's a great buy. Okay, next up, for you JRPG fans out there, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition is down to just $19.99. This is a game that I talked very highly about leading into its release back in January of this year. Tales of Vesperia is just an awesome game. One of my favorites in the entire Tales of franchise. Obviously, it follows a similar formula to the other games. However, what really sets the existing Tales of games apart from one another are the stories and characters, and the story and characters in Tales of Vesperia is fantastic. The story itself isn't anything completely groundbreaking. It's a very well done, generic save the world story. However, the characters are really the strongest elements of Tales of Vesperia. The characters are just really good, and unlike a lot of other Japanese RPGs, you don't have like a zero to hero archetype in the main character. Yuri is just a very likable character from the get-go, and he has a little bit of swagger that a lot of other JRPG leads are missing, and it makes it a little bit different of a lead character than a lot of other Japanese RPGs, so I've always touted that to be a good thing about Tales of Vesperia. Game itself has a ton of content as well, and for $19.99, it is a great buy. And of course, Tales of Arise is coming out early next year, or sometime next year. I don't know necessarily if it's early next year, but that game is shaping up to be phenomenal. And if you want to get an idea of what the Tales of franchise is all about, Tales of Vesperia is a great starting point, although Tales of Arise is changing up the series a little bit from its visuals, gameplay, and all that, and its changes for the best. But still, if you want an idea about the world of Tales of Vesperia is a great starting point. And lastly, I do want to note that you can get a physical copy of Dead's Gambit at GameStop for $14.99. Great buy for Dead's Gambit. The physical copy typically goes for $25. The game itself is really good, more so known to be a downloadable title. However, it is a very challenging game. The promise of immortality lies at the heart of Ceridon, as Dead's right hand challenge the undying guardians of the realm and endure the eternal struggle to purge their souls. But what reward awaits a faithful servant of death? Dead's Gambit is a hardcore 2D action platformer with rich RPG elements. Master the precise combat and confront the horrors that lurk deep within Ceridon. The game features an expansive world, character classes and customization, incredible bosses, a heroic mode, and new game, plus a lot to the game, and $14.99 for it is a great buy. So that's gonna conclude this video. Again, PlayStation Plus, get it relatively cheap over on Newegg right now. $45 for that is really good, and a lot of discounts on a variety of games. A Plague Tale Innocence, Tales of Vesperia, Dead's Gambit. You've got Danganronpa Trilogy on sale, Shadow of the Colossus, and Dishonored II. A lot of good stuff that you can get pretty cheap. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.